Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a singles storyline. Forgive me if I'm a little sluggish brained today. I am just suffering in a big way with the allergies and asthma right now, with the smoke from all the fires and everything. So forgive me if I'm just a little bit down tempo today. You can always tell I don't hide it very well. Um, but thank you guys for being with me. So this is going to be our singles storyline. These are the ones where we assume our character is fully single. These are the ones where I love these because we never know where they're going. Also, just FYI, on Sunday I will be doing a little special storytelling for some of the North and South Node placements. So just kind of look forward to those maybe on Sunday if you have any intrigue about that. So for our character, obviously we are in front of a map, and that's what I wanted to look at all of this as, is, which direction are our characters going. So this is card 11. It's the balancing act. Now, granted, this is an oracle deck, not a tarot deck, but card 11 would typically usually be either the justice card, or in some decks they'll invert it and it'll be the strength card. But because it's all about balancing, I'm going to say this would most closely correspond to possibly Libra energy of the Justice card. But you notice how our character, and it doesn't mean this has anything to do with it necessarily, but I just wanted to point that out. We've got a character who is standing here, and what they're trying to balance, I believe, is the direction that they send their thoughts. They want to be able to make sure that whatever their wishes and hopes and dreams are for their future, that they're really looking at it with a wide open eyes. This is a character who says, I want to make sure that I project a life ahead for myself that will be one that's like in accordance with my higher self. I don't want to just randomly try to manifest something. I want to see that the things that I am manifesting for my future are really going to be plausible, sensible, and in my greatest and highest good. And there seems to be, you notice how the ship is actually rolling along this like wire, this high wire. It is almost like being on a tightrope. I wonder why this character is giving themselves such limited amount of leeway here. It feels as if our character has a little bit too much pressure on this concept of what they are wanting for their future, almost like they're kind of overly stipulating how things must go. We have a Queen of Wands, we have a Knight of Pentacles, we have a 10 of Wands, we have the Hanged Man. I was going to say, with that Knight of Pentacles, it feels like it's taking a really long time. With the 10 of Wands, it feels like somebody is saying, I have this goal in mind, but before I can do that, I have to do this. And before I can do this, I have to do that. And they see what their wishes are, but then they place so many obstacles in front of it. And I kind of think this character is bogging themselves down just a little bit, almost giving too much space to contemplate what else could pop up as an obstacle. But it's under the guise of them wanting so badly to have things in their life work out really well. Let's use this as an example. Say our character wants to someday, their big dream is, I want to manifest owning a home somewhere else on the map. Okay, ultimately I want to sail across to another location on Earth and live someplace else. But before I can do that, it's going to take me so many years. First, I have to become a major successful influence in my chosen career path. And maybe I'm good, but I'm still thinking I've got to really become super famous and become, like a Fortune 500 style company if I run my own company. Or I've got, so like to get to this goal of maybe living in some small house by the ocean on, foreign soil, they are making these monumental achievements that they first have to hit. So I have to first become like the most sought after, most like famous, say a designer or makeup artist in my industry. I have to become super famous, super well known. Then I can start saving up money. I can meet different influential people. I can start to check out a couple different locations about where might I want to finally like move. Maybe I need to take 4 years and take a vacation in 4 different countries over the course of 4 years, so that then I can figure out where I'd most want to be. Do I want to be in Spain? Do I want to be in Greece? Do I want to be in Morocco? Do I want to be, like so now they've got another 4-year segment of I've got to travel to these different places to figure out where I'd want to live. Then with the 10 of Wands, they're like, but I'll also have to deal with some family stuff. I'll have to go ahead and wrap up anything that is still pending. I'll have to pay off student loans. I'll have to do these things. And then finally, who knows, maybe I'll be able to go and live out my dream life and fly away and go buy my house. But I don't really know. There could be some other delays that I haven't thought of. And I just feel like our character, unfortunately, is like the need to find this balancing act and their need to figure out how they can get to the future that they want to have. I almost feel like the balancing act that we're talking about that they really need to focus on is not putting up so many obstacles to their wishes, their hopes and dreams, because I think that their success is so much more achievable, but it's almost like they've created enormous obstacles for them reaching that final goal. So how do we help this character? Because I love it when our character, okay, 4 of Swords, there's something that they need to heal from. What is this? They have hey Jojo, hi Ruby, KH, Transparent Lotus, great to see you guys. Always wonderful to see you. I feel like our character has a little bit of healing to do. Okay, they need to clear their mind. They need a little garden of flowers to be growing out of their mindset instead of so much stress. Maybe one of the things that would help this person to heal is, this might sound silly, but maybe listening to like really powerful, pump up, positive music. I think music is a powerful energizer, and you notice that we have music here, but it could also be a metaphor for maybe our character needs to sing a different song for themselves, not a song of like, I can eventually climb that mountain and have success one day, one fine day in the future, but rather they need to sing a song of their, like the songs that are like, I can do this. I've got this. I'm already, taking these steps and making my dreams a reality. I kind of think that our character has something that if they could heal one aspect of themselves, and it may be their concept of obstacles. Maybe this character has always been at a disadvantage in their life. Maybe they've always known nothing but struggles. Maybe they grew up in deep poverty. Maybe they had a really tumultuous time in their younger years. So for them, success always first comes with a Herculean mountain of effort that they're going to have to put in just to be able to live life at a baseline, just to, if you've been unfortunate enough to be homeless at some point, you realize that's something everybody takes for granted, that they all have the comfort of a home. Not everybody does. And if you don't even have that baseline, just to get to the standard baseline of safety, security, the food security, all those things, then you can start working on your next goals. And I just wonder if our character has not come from a place where they literally were a scrapper their whole life. They've had so many disadvantages that in order to just get to a baseline that we take for granted that everybody has access to certain, safety protocols and resources, maybe they haven't. So they always think about life as, if I want anything, it's going to be like not just an uphill climb. It's like I'm going to have to sprout wings and be able to fly myself to the top of the Empire State Building, or I'm going to have to, climb the Empire State Building, with nothing more than like my fingertips. I think that story needs to change. Our character's mindset needs to change. I'm rooting for this character. 6 of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely, this was imprinted on them when they were young. 6 of Cups is nostalgia, the old memories. I feel like this character had either some kind of like, even from childhood, maybe they didn't have a childhood. Maybe they had to grow up way too fast. The weight of the world was on their shoulders. They were already dealing with, the stresses of adult life, finances, and things like that at a very young age. They remember back to that, but that's also the key to where they need to heal. They need to believe more in their confidence, not confidence. That's wrong. This person, that would be insulting to say this person doesn't have confidence. This person has nothing but confidence. That's what has gotten them through life this far. They are so much more powerful and so much more scrappy than what they give themselves credit for, though. What they've already overcome is proof that they can do anything, that they've already come up from nothing and made themselves into who they are today. They literally have more, probably like street smarts and more, like survival instincts and more common sense instinct to build a solid foundation than maybe individuals who've had a more easy, streamlined path. Like, this person is a freaking survivor. They can do anything. The only thing is they keep in their mindset, they keep thinking back to when everything was so hard. They've reached some baseline level of success already, but they keep thinking, for me to get my real dreams to come true, I mean, of course, it's going to be a decade before I could get there. And that's not true. This character's got to heal that a long time ago, whatever that precedence was, it was set in the back of their mind. This character, they got it. They got all the skills they need already to have success tomorrow if they put their mind into that headspace, the mindset of course I can have it. Of course, this is mine. 3 of Pentacles, they may need to connect with another person, maybe a multitude of other people. Maybe they're hesitant to do that because they're so used to doing everything on their own. This would be like a self-made, man or woman, a self-made, like every penny they earn, it's through their own sweat, blood, and tears. They're not used to like delegating necessarily. They're not used to combining forces and, like cloning themselves and quadrupling their work output, because they always think that everything has to be done the hard way and all has to be on their shoulders. We have an Ace of Pentacles. If they can change that mindset just a little bit and perhaps bring in other individuals, they can fast forward their life plan. Maybe they need to, says real photography on the background here. Maybe this person is someone who's been like a freelancer, so they only know how to do things, like from the ground up. They don't outsource anything. They do everything themselves. They're a one-man show, one-woman act. That could be like they need to go ahead. I don't think they ever ask for help. They wouldn't be asking for help now. They have an amazing gift, a talent, a skill set that they should feel comfortable promoting themselves, combining their energies with others to promote their services or making a name. It's almost like this person needs a hype man. This person maybe needs somebody to brag on them, because I don't think they're good at bragging about themselves. I think this person needs to change that mentality. They need to walk around and actually tell themselves, look at where I'm at. I did this. I'm super successful. I've got these skills. What I bring to the table is, my intellect, my professionalism, all of these things. I know this inside and out. I'm proud of where I came from, because look at, I made myself into who I am. It's almost like this character still hasn't, like their skill set and their mind haven't caught up to each other. Their skill set, their abilities are way up here. Their mindset about how talented they are and what they can do with those talents needs to catch up. So they need a hype man. All right, I'm the hype man. Here I go. This character, you're good enough. You already got this. You can be as successful as you want to be. We got a Knight of Cups. We got the freaking Emperor. Heck yeah. Yell, Ruben, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. You are so kind. I am so honored. You're always so generous. Thank you. Is that from little Noah? Thank you. Oh no, that's probably from Aram, isn't it? Good to see you today. We've got this need also for this character to know that they're lovable. I'm wondering if this character has been, it's a single person's reading, but I think that their relationships have somehow been tangled up in this mindset as well. It's like they can't quite believe somebody that they would consider an emperor would ever look their way. This could be the character who says, oh yeah, that person's a supermodel. They're certainly not going to be interested in me. And that's like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I feel like this person, they instantly reduce how they see themselves in the mirror. They instantly reduce their attractiveness in their mind's eye. They instantly say, well, that person couldn't want me that kind of person wouldn't date me. That kind of person wouldn't want to be in a relationship with me. That's an emperor. That's somebody who's already got an empire. They wouldn't be looking at me as somebody with value. As I said, allow the hype man to speak. Hell yes, they would. That's exactly what a real emperor would look for, is somebody that is, they have the tenacity and the strength to know what it takes to build an empire. Chances are this emperor didn't walk into an empire. An emperor can only be an emperor if they started at the ground level, if they were first, like a scrappy little page, and then they had to work through being a knight and learn things the hard way, and then they had to become all 4 kings or queens, and then finally they get to be an emperor and empress. This emperor, whoever our lead character is glancing over at and instantly dismissing the fact that that person could be interested in them, they are dead wrong on that. That's exactly the kind of person who would be interested in our lead character, because they would see a kindred spirit there. They would see somebody who's made themselves into an amazing individual through hard work, through sincere labor and effort. They're going to know they're dealing with somebody of like real merit, somebody with real substance to them. I hope that our lead character is able to allow this person to flirt with them and woo them and approach them. Will our character be able to do that? Because changing their mindset on love is going to be, it's wrapped up in all of this. We have the Hermit. I feel like they're still running from this. They got to get out of the mindset. And you notice here we have that same little figure that we had on the 6 of Cups card, the nostalgia. This person, they've always felt alone. They've always felt like they're not lovable. Maybe there's an abandonment issue here too, but this is somebody who perpetually feels like there's just no way that I'm ending up with an emperor. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are not going to walk this earth alone. There is an old wound. How do we help them heal from that old wound? We're going to fix this right now. Gosh darn it. I like this character. I'm fighting for this character. 7 of Coins. Okay. How do they fix it? Growth. Everything's about growth, really, right? There are certain seeds that were planted in their mind a long time ago, and we want to let those seeds die. The seeds of loneliness, the seeds of abandonment, the seeds that were planted somewhere in their mind, maybe back in that rough childhood, that said you'll never be anything. We don't want to water and cultivate those anymore. We want to only water and cultivate the good thoughts, the successes. So maybe this is really important that our character sits down and writes down 7 things. 7 is a divine number, no matter how we slice it. So maybe writing down 7 things that they have accomplished in their life, and then write down the 7 things that the talents, the gifts that they have that help them to accomplish those things. And then maybe write down the 7 things that they overcame in order to get those skills, in order to make those achievements, and look at the story of their life from that perspective. Not to start focusing always on what they do well, on how it's impacting their life. They need to focus only on those things so that we feed and water those thoughts. And we want to let those old bad thoughts die. The thoughts of not good enough, the anything that makes our character perpetually feel like they're still at that disadvantage in their life. This person they're capable of anything, like literally anything. We've got, is that a star? The star, and we've got the Page of Wands. Look at this. They are leaving behind that crummy old, look at this. This desert hasn't had water in it in a really long time. Now, the beautiful thing about the desert is no matter how harsh an environment it looks, only the toughest stuff lives there, right? And it's teeming with life. It's just creatures who've learned to adapt, creatures who can handle the extremes of the heat and the icy cold, creatures who know how to live sometimes, only being nocturnal instead of being out in the daytime because it's just too damn hot. Creatures and plants like succulents and cacti, things that know how to conserve water by holding it within, their leaves and their plant structure, because they already know we're not going to get much. So we're going to have to, hold on to every drip that we get. We're going to make the most out of everything we get. But if there's a little tiny bit of rain, a desert flourishes, it blooms. It's amazing. Even so, We don't have to live like that anymore. We don't have to live in that desert of a mindset where, oh, it'll never be better. I'll never get more than this. I have to wait for a little sprinkling of success, a little sprinkling of rain. I only get to have success in tiny dropperfuls. This character is leaving that mentality behind. They're packing up their little red suitcase and they're going toward something brighter. They're going toward the star. They're listening to their higher self. They're listening to their I'll say the word God-given gifts and talents. I'm not a religious person myself. I don't use that, but I'm going to use that turn of phrase right now. I just have my own words. It's not even words. I have my own philosophy, I suppose, that is very similar. I just don't choose to use the same words that everybody else does. So I'll say God-given talents, but just know for me as a real human being, I actually use a different context, perhaps. It's not really vocabulary at all, but that phrase, I think we all know what that means. I just don't want to be so narrow visioned that I use a certain phrase and then we all think that it means only like a religious perspective, because I don't quite follow that myself. And I don't want my storylines to be quite that narrow either. I want them always to be broader. Maybe creator is a better way to say it. They're going to focus more on where they're meant to be going without consistently thinking about limitations. They're going to be consistently trusting that they have a waterfall of inspiration that comes to them, that helps guide them as they move forward. They're going to listen to their higher self. They're going to listen to their instincts. And I think that they're going to keep focusing on becoming the star that they can be, but not thinking that it's so far in the distance, realizing that all their wishes for what they want their life to look like, they're already on that path. As long as they don't set some obstacle course for themselves that says, well, I can't possibly have that success until first I have this, and this. And so I've moved my goalpost so far away. All they have to do is continuously keep moving toward the success that they actually want. What is the big goal? Move toward that. Always move toward whatever their big goal is. And if they want to be really successful first in a career path, okay, then that's their first big goal that they want. On the other hand, if they want to move abroad first and then become famous for their career, why don't they go after the goal that they really want? Why don't they go for the thing that their soul feels called to? And only they will be able to know that. But the problem is they haven't been able to hear that themselves, is what this storyline was hinting at, is that their soul wants certain things, but then their mind kept throwing up roadblocks saying, yeah, but you're not allowed to have that yet. Because remember, it has to be really hard to get there. Remember, we're not the lucky one. Remember, we're the person who has to work 10 times harder than everybody else to scrape out one little grain of success. Remember, that's what we that's our lot in life. And this whole story says, the hell it is. So I really liked this one. This one was good sassy. I'm so glad that we got to hopefully see this character turn their mindset into something a little bit lighter, brighter, and an easier flow. I like that the balancing act was more about them balancing their thoughts about themselves. Natalie, thank you, sweetheart. You angel. I appreciate you so much. You are so generous. Thank you. Patricia, thank you very much. This is actually my mom's. She shouldn't have left it at my house because I'm gonna wear it. But thank you. Yeah, I like this color too. And I was like, well, got to match the backdrop, right? Got to match the backdrop. Oh, Bradcraft, that's great. You're a husband waiting to happen. I love that comment. That's awesome. You're going to be an absolute catch for that right person. I'm so happy for whoever catches you. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. No worries. You can come in late or whenever. We're always delighted to see you no matter what. Thank you again, Natalie. Hey, EM, good to see you. Happy Friday, everybody. Patricia, good to see you. Jojo, it's my pleasure. Hi, Shavika. Yes, I am totally your hype queen. Grazie, Gail. Hey, Heidi, I haven't said hi to you in a while. How are you, sweetheart? KH, to answer your earlier question, I am miserable today. I have got sinus pressure and all kinds of, it's just the fire from all the smoke. You can always tell when my asthma gets bad. You can see it in my face. I everything just kind of swells and I just feel miserable and kind of sluggish. And in general just dull. But beyond that, I'm great. We just roll with whatever it is, right? But that's my realistic answer. He said, "How am I today?" And I'm a big whiner, is what I am today. No, it's all good. It just is what it is, right? I hope everybody out there is having an amazing day. I hope if anybody is coping with anything right now, I hope it's very doable today, and I hope that there's somebody to lift you up and give you a better day like you guys just gave to me. So thank you, everybody. I'll see you again. Bye for now.